Chosen one, this is your moment to stop, breathe, and truly listen, because what you are encountering right now is not accidental, emotional, or algorithmic. This is not just a title meant to catch your attention. It is a signal meant to awaken your spirit. Something within you already recognized that this message was different. That inner pause you felt, that quiet sense of urgency urging you to stay, was not imagination. It was alignment. Heaven does not interrupt without intention, and the fact that you are here right now means timing is converging around you. You were led here deliberately, even if you cannot fully explain how. There are moments when God speaks loudly and moments when He speaks precisely. This is precision. You have been moving, thinking, waiting, questioning, and enduring in silence, and now the Spirit is saying, pause everything and pay attention. Not tomorrow, not later, now. This message is not meant to be skimmed, rushed, or half-received. It requires your full awareness because what is being revealed connects directly to the delay you've been trying to understand. The confusion, the stalled momentum, the unanswered prayers. None of it was random. This is a wake-up call meant to shift your perspective before you misinterpret what God has been doing behind the scenes. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. But you are being invited to see the truth clearly. There is a reason you are being asked to stay until the end, because partial understanding leads to unnecessary pain, while full revelation brings peace. What you are about to receive is not condemnation, but clarity. Not accusation, but explanation. This is the moment where confusion gives way to understanding, where silence begins to speak. You are here on purpose, and what you are about to realize will change how you view the delay forever. There was a season when everything felt aligned, so close that you could sense the breakthrough forming right in front of you. You could almost touch it. The doors seemed open. The movement felt natural, and momentum was building in a way that finally made sense. Then suddenly, without warning, it all slowed down. What once felt accelerated entered a frustrating pause. Plans stalled. Progress became inconsistent. And confusion replaced certainty. But hear this clearly. What happened was not denial. It was delay. God did not revoke the promise, cancel the calling, or change His mind about you. He adjusted the timeline. That pause was not evidence of rejection. It was evidence of intervention. Something was close, too close to arrive misaligned. And because God's plans are precise, not reckless, Heaven stepped in before momentum turned into damage. This delay does not mean you failed. It means something needed recalibration before it could safely manifest. Divine timing operates differently than human urgency. We often interpret speed as favor, but God prioritizes sustainability over immediacy. If things had continued at the pace you expected, you may have reached the destination without the capacity to remain there. So God slowed the process, not to frustrate you, but to protect you. The plan remained intact, only the rhythm shifted. This is where many misunderstand God's silence. Silence is not absence, it is containment. While you felt like nothing was happening, Heaven was rearranging what you could not see. The pause preserved the promise, while refining the path. What you thought was a setback was actually mercy disguised as waiting. Nothing was lost. Nothing was canceled. Only the timeline changed, and that change saved the future. The mistake that delayed everything was not dramatic, rebellious, or intentional. It was subtle, almost invisible in the moment. It may have been a rushed decision made under pressure, when fear quietly influenced direction. Or perhaps it was hesitation, waiting too long because self-doubt whispered that you weren't ready. For others, it was allowing the wrong connection, the wrong influence, or the wrong access to remain longer than discernment would have advised. These mistakes rarely feel dangerous when they happen. They feel logical, necessary, even protective. But small misalignments can shift spiritual rhythm in ways that are not immediately visible. This was not a mistake born out of disobedience. It was born out of survival. You were navigating uncertainty with the understanding you had at the time. God saw your heart, and that is why judgment never followed. Instead, mercy stepped in. Heaven did not allow the momentum to continue because what was coming required greater alignment than you had in that season. If the blessing had arrived then, it would have met you in a vulnerable state, emotionally, spiritually, or relationally. So God slowed the flow to protect the outcome. The delay was not correction through punishment, but protection through timing. That single misstep did not disqualify you. It revealed what needed strengthening. And rather than allowing you to arrive prematurely, God chose preservation over pressure. The rhythm shifted so your future wouldn't collapse under weight you weren't yet prepared to carry. God does not delay what He intends to destroy. He delays what He intends to protect. This pause was not punishment. It was mercy in motion. What was approaching your life required maturity, clarity, and internal alignment that could not be rushed. Had it arrived when you first expected it, the blessing might have overwhelmed you instead of elevating you. Divine delays are acts of love, not rejection. They are course corrections designed to preserve destiny. God saw beyond the celebration moment and into the responsibility that followed it. He knew what you would need to sustain what was coming, and He refused to let you receive it prematurely. This is where heaven says, you are still chosen, but you must see this. See the patterns that needed healing. See the boundaries that needed strengthening. See the motivations that required refinement. The delay was not meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. It created space for growth that speed would have denied you. What felt like stagnation was actually strategic containment. God wasn't withholding. He was building capacity. He wasn't ignoring you. He was protecting you from a version of success that could have cost you everything later. The delay was proof of your value, not your failure. There was a window, a sacred opening where things briefly aligned. You saw signs. You felt confirmation. Dreams intensified. Near breakthroughs appeared just close enough to stir hope, but not close enough to fully land. That window did not close, it realigned. God does not tease. He reveals in stages. What you glimpsed was real, but it required repositioning. The delay exposed the cost of misalignment so you could prepare properly for what's next. Another opportunity is approaching, but this time it carries clarity instead of confusion. The difference now is awareness. The window you're entering will not require force. It will require alignment. God adjusted the timing because the vision was accurate, but the foundation needed reinforcement. Now, with greater discernment and stability, what once slipped past you is coming back around, stronger, cleaner, and sustainable. The window didn't disappear. It matured. The delay introduced you to a language you could not hear while everything was moving quickly, the language of stillness. When momentum stopped, distractions faded, and noise quieted, revelation began to surface. Stillness exposed what speed concealed. You began noticing patterns, emotional reactions, and inner conflicts that were previously drowned out by urgency. What felt like stagnation was actually illumination. God allowed the pause so you could finally see clearly, without pressure, without adrenaline, without the need to perform. You didn't lose time. You gained awareness. In the silence, discernment sharpened. You began to recognize the difference between faith and impulse, between obedience and emotional decision-making. Blind faith matured into anchored trust. Faith that asks, listens, and waits before moving. Stillness revealed where you were overextending, where you were ignoring intuition, and where you were carrying responsibilities that were never yours to begin with. The delay removed false momentum so true alignment could emerge. You learned that not every open door is a God door, and not every delay is opposition. Sometimes silence is instruction. Sometimes waiting is protection. This season taught you to listen beneath surface emotions and to trust divine timing even when logic demanded movement. You discovered that clarity is not always loud. It is often quiet and steady. The pause trained your spirit to recognize peace as confirmation, not excitement. What clarity could not teach through words, stillness taught through experience. You became less reactive and more responsive, less hurried and more intentional. The delay rewired how you move, how you choose, and how you discern. And now, because of what stillness revealed, you will never rush blindly again. The delay was not empty, it was constructive. While it appeared that nothing was happening externally, something critical was being built internally. Maturity replaced impulsiveness. Insight replaced assumption. Patience replaced panic. You learned how to wait without anxiety, how to trust without clinging, and how to surrender without losing faith. The delay stripped you of desperation, the need for validation, approval, or immediate results. You no longer chase outcomes to feel worthy. You learned to stand secure even when nothing moved. This season taught you how to carry peace before carrying promotion. It built spiritual authority, the kind that doesn't announce itself but is felt. Authority rooted in restraint, wisdom, and self-awareness. You became someone who can hold weight without collapsing, who can receive abundance without fear of loss, who can be seen without losing yourself. The delay transitioned you from survival mode into alignment mode. You stopped reacting to life and started responding with intention. You learned that waiting is not weakness, it is preparation. This season fortified your boundaries, refined your voice, and strengthened your discernment. You are no longer driven by urgency or comparison. You are led by clarity. The delay didn't just protect what was coming, it prepared you to sustain it. You became the version of yourself that the blessing requires. And now, when it arrives, it will not overwhelm you. It will rest on you naturally. God does not restore in fragments. He restores fully, and then he adds interest. What was delayed did not diminish. It accumulated. Time didn't weaken the promise. It strengthened it. The blessing you are stepping into now carries more weight, more depth, and more authority than the version you originally expected. What would have arrived earlier in a limited form is now arriving refined, expanded, and upgraded. Heaven used the delay to build layers of wisdom, stability, and discernment, so the release would be sustainable. This is divine compensation. God is not catching you up, he is launching you forward. The restoration will not be subtle. It will be unmistakable, God-marked, and undeniable. Others will call it sudden. They will say it happened overnight. But you know the truth. You know the waiting, the refining, the unseen battles, the internal growth. What arrives now carries credibility because it was earned through alignment, not rushed through emotion. Delayed blessings often return with amplification, more than you originally asked for, more than you imagined, and more than you could have handled before. This is not a replay of the past. It is an upgraded version of the promise. Heaven didn't just preserve it. Heaven enhanced it. What is released now will confirm that nothing was wasted. Not time, not tears, not patience. Everything counted. The delay was never just about your personal readiness. It was about divine synchronization. Your calling was designed to impact others connected to your assignment, And heaven does not release influence prematurely. God was aligning people, resources, locations, and timing across multiple lives. What felt personal was actually generational. The delay protected legacy, not just success. If you had arrived early, others would have been out of position. Doors would have opened without the right support systems in place. God adjusted the schedules so everything and everyone could meet you at the right moment. Your obedience, timing, and positioning affect more lives than you realize. Heaven rearranged circumstances to ensure that when you step into what's yours, the impact is multiplied. This delay ensured that the right connections would recognize you, the right opportunities would hold you, and the right platforms would sustain you. It wasn't about slowing you down, it was about lining everything up. What unfolds now will make sense of why it couldn't happen before. The delay wasn't a detour, it was divine coordination. It is time to release the guilt you've been carrying, the self-blame, the silent replaying of that moment where you think everything went wrong. That mistake did not disqualify you, it refined you. God never stepped away from you during the delay. He walked with you through every quiet day, every unanswered question, every moment of doubt. Shame does not come from God, clarity does. And clarity is what you are receiving now. You are not being reminded of the mistake to relive pain, but to recognize growth. That moment did not break you. It reshaped you. Healing is happening right where regret once lived. What almost defeated you has become wisdom. Release the weight. Release the blame. You are not behind. You are prepared. And you are moving forward free. The ending of a delay rarely arrives with thunder. It comes with alignment. What you may be noticing now are subtle, but consistent confirmations that signal movement returning. Small approvals that once stalled are suddenly granted. Messages arrive at the right moment. Emails are answered without effort. Financial patterns begin to shift, not necessarily dramatically at first, but clearly. Opportunities that once required chasing now show up organically. You may notice repeating numbers, vivid dreams, or sudden clarity upon waking. Moments where your spirit feels alert and expectant rather than anxious. These are not coincidences. They are indicators. The atmosphere around you is changing. There is a noticeable shift in energy, authority, and confidence. Not forced, not loud, but grounded. What once felt heavy now feels manageable. Conversations begin to flow differently. People respond to you with respect instead of resistance. Even challenges feel different, not blocking but pushing you forward. This pressure is not opposition, it is release. Like water building behind a gate, momentum increases just before breakthrough. You may feel a sense of urgency returning, but this time it's calm, not frantic. Direction feels clearer. Decisions feel easier. Discernment is sharper. God often signals the end of a delay by restoring ease where there was once struggle. Pay attention to the consistency of these signs, not one dramatic moment, but a pattern of alignment. This is heaven's way of saying, prepare to move. The season of waiting is giving way to the season of response. What stalled is loosening. What was held back is preparing to flow. The delay is ending not because you forced it, but because alignment has been restored. When alignment returns, acceleration follows naturally. You no longer have to push, persuade, or prove. Things move because they are meant to. Doors open without resistance. Conversations lead somewhere. Effort produces results instead of exhaustion. This is the difference between striving and alignment. When you are aligned, you don't beg for access, you're recognized. Authority precedes your words. Your presence carries weight without explanation. This is not arrogance, it is spiritual positioning. You begin to notice that what once required excessive energy now responds with ease. The universe reacts differently to you because you're different. You're no longer operating from need, fear, or validation. You move with clarity and intention. Alignment removes friction. It eliminates the need to chase what is already assigned to you. Acceleration doesn't feel chaotic. It feels smooth, intentional, and steady. This is how you know it's God. There is no confusion, no anxiety, no desperation. Just movement. When alignment is restored, timing cooperates. People show up prepared. Opportunities arrive ready. Resources meet readiness. You are no longer convincing life to work, you are cooperating with it. This acceleration is sustainable because it's rooted in wisdom, not urgency. What's unfolding now doesn't drain you, it strengthens you. Alignment has activated momentum that cannot be stopped because it is not forced. It is authorized. You are no longer the person who made the mistake that caused the delay. That version of you has been refined, matured, and transformed. Emotional reactions have been replaced with spiritual wisdom. Where you once reacted, you now discern. Where you once rushed, you now wait with confidence. You protect your energy because you understand its value. You choose intentionally rather than impulsively. The lessons of the delay are evident in how you move now, calm, grounded, and aware. You don't need constant reassurance because clarity has replaced insecurity. You don't over-explain because authority has increased. You've learned when to speak and when silence carries more power. The evolved you does not repeat old cycles because you recognize the patterns early. You trust yourself because you've proven your ability to wait, listen, and obey. This version of you can sustain the blessing because you're not seeking it to fill a void. You're ready to steward it. The delay did not just prepare the environment. It prepared you. You are emotionally steadier, spiritually sharper, and mentally stronger. What once would have overwhelmed you now feels manageable. The evolved you is not intimidated by what's coming. You're ready for it. You don't fear expansion because you've already grown internally. This is the version of you heaven has been waiting for. What is coming toward you now looks like wealth, but not just in financial terms. This is wealth of vision, clarity, influence, and legacy. Money may be involved, but it is not the centerpiece, it is the tool. Access is expanding. You are being led into rooms you were once excluded from, spaces where your voice carries weight and your presence is valued. Contracts, partnerships, territories, and opportunities are aligning with minimal resistance. Doors that were locked are opening, not because you knocked harder, but because clearance has been issued. This is divine placement. You are being positioned where your gifts are needed and recognized. Inheritances, both literal and symbolic, are aligning. Opportunities you didn't chase are now finding you. What's unfolding is strategic, not random. Each connection serves purpose. Each opening carries responsibility. This is wealth that builds legacy, not just lifestyle. God is entrusting you with influence because you've learned restraint. With access comes accountability, and you are ready. You're not entering these spaces to prove yourself. You're entering them because you belong. Placement confirms preparation. You are exactly where you are meant to be. There is a full circle moment approaching, a point where the place of delay becomes the place of elevation. The very area where you stumbled, questioned, or felt held back is becoming the platform where favor is visible. What once caused pain is now producing authority. The story is being rewritten, not erased. Divine notifications arrive, confirmations that validate the waiting. Opportunities align that mirror old ones but with better terms, better conditions, and greater authority. This rise doesn't feel shocking, it feels right. You recognize it as fulfillment, not surprise. The revised schedule of glory is unfolding precisely. Timing makes sense now. You see why it couldn't happen before. The delay positioned you to rise with clarity rather than confusion. You're not just elevated, you're established. This is restoration with dignity. The narrative has shifted. What once felt like failure is now testimony. You didn't miss it, you matured into it. One mistake was never powerful enough to cancel God's plan for your life. The delay did not diminish your calling. It refined it. What paused did not disappear. It prepared. The flow has returned, and it is stronger, cleaner, and wiser than before. You are no longer moving in confusion. You are walking in certainty. What unfolds from here will feel aligned, intentional, and undeniable. You were never forgotten. You were never rejected. You were being prepared. The delay served its purpose, and now it is releasing you forward.
Stand confident.
Move intentionally. Trust completely. What was promised is manifesting now, not hurried, not forced, but fulfilled. You were delayed, but you were never denied. And the manifestation has begun.